What do you think about tier lists,
Tier lists
Orkky?
are insane.
For Plunderstorm tier lists.
They're good, but there's so many situations where all these different abilities are really good in different ways that I hate in others.
Yeah, and
So I can never
I
be
know
fully.
they've been done a lot, but everyone loves this
Everyone
stuff,
loves
right?
the tier list.
I've sorted out in abilities first, so offensive abilities, melee abilities, range abilities into like defensive abilities, utility abilities, slows, stuns, and then finally mobility. I did it this way because I think ultimately what is good offensively is probably going to shape the meta. Like for example, when Flame Wheel was really popular, Repel was seen more as an answer, and you didn't really see as much shield because you couldn't block Flame Wheel, right? Like it would block one tick and then you just
Yeah,
die.
you would just the block you just take and you just have to run, but they moved like 140% fast, so it didn't matter.
So I definitely think like the weapon's the most important. So to start off with, we got the fish. I actually wasn't a believer of the fish. I thought it was only early game. After all the
I'm
buffs,
a
I think
I'm a
it's
sleeper fish is OP.
I think fish is really
The
good. I think it's
I
really
actually
good.
think
I
it's
actually think it's
ST.
ST, yeah. It doesn't do the most damage by itself on the first hit, but it does a dot that slows you, which is incredible in the early game. It does obviously the dot as well, which if you're in duos you can stack that and do big
And
damn.
then
It's good melee.
when
I
you
think it's just good
when you
and
get
low
its
cooldown.
epic and it's on like a 4 second cooldown
Oh
and
yeah.
you just keep applying it,
Yeah, if you can get on
that's annoying.
someone and then like not sitting there over like an earthquake, which you can just space as well, you can just harass people like mad. It's
Oh,
crazy.
it's very annoying. There's nothing more annoying than it getting low and just running
Yeah.
away.
This list is mainly, it's a good time to say it, this list is mainly going to be for duos that you can add in for solos, but I'm also a duo player. So I'll be
It's
talking
easy
about
just to talk
duos.
about both. They're pretty easy.
Yeah. Axe, I think Axe is an easy A. What do you think?
I think it's A. It's just the problem is I don't know if this is ping, but sometimes you swing it and you've hit them and it doesn't do any damage.
Honestly, the fish for me is I would consider the fish an A personally, but that's only because of ping because it's still lower range. I think the axe actually has that range where it's got a bit more of a wide angle. I like the axe more than the fish, but the fish is generally better because we play with ping doesn't mean the fish isn't the best.
No,
One of
I
the
think the
best
fish
rather.
is still very good.
All right. Anything else to say about the axe? I love the axe. I love jumping,
I think the axe is
starting it,
good.
and just going poof. It feels
I
fun
think
to press.
comboing it's really good fun, especially
Yeah,
in duos. Not much really else. It's just an axe.
it's good.
There's nothing crazy you can do with it. Like, it's not
I
like
think the windup's low enough
you
that
can
it can't
predict.
get blocked super easily, which will be relevant later on.
Hmm.
For Earthquake, I think it's an A after the buffs to CC immunity. I think it's an A, a low A, but still an A. I think it's good. It makes people go away. It gives CC immunity, so you can use it to pseudo block stuff like the wind tornado thing. What do you
Hmm.
think about that? Do you think A's fair, like a low A?
Yeah, it's fine. I think it goes up more, maybe B in like solos, but A in like duos because like you can combo it. You
Oh
can use
yeah, if you get a two-man stun, that you've instantly won the fight most of the time.
like I wouldn't play it all in solos. I wouldn't play like Earthbreak Starbomb, but I'd play Earthbreak Starbomb in like duos because you
Yeah, for sure.
combo together in one
I think
shot. So
Earthquaker solos works, but the second they see you have Earthquaker, it's over. Like you have to win off that stun, in solos. Whereas
yeah,
in duos, you've got more options because you can swap it easier because you can rely on your teammate to cover you. You can just do a lot of things in duos, and the CC
it's
immunity
easy
is
to
really,
use.
really, really strong, especially in the
Yeah,
Earthquake versus Earthquake matchup, which I would play Earthquake every game because I like it.
although
Used to
I
do it
still
first and
don't like
second.
Earthbreaker that you're CC immune. There's nothing
Yeah,
more annoying than it.
I don't know about that. It definitely feels weird. Starbomb. I think Starbomb's not that good. Oh, I think it's
I
good,
think
but
it's
it's not
like
that good.
low
I think
on a good
C.
day. It's
Do you think
low B,
C?
but normally I think it's C.
I
Yeah,
think it's C. For solos, it's basically almost unplayable. The reason being is
there's
even if
nothing
you
you can
stun
play
with the
around.
Earthquake, they can warp out with a mobility skill, which a lot of people are going to have towards
That's
the end game. And in the early game, it's good, which is why it's C. Like it slaps in the early game, but
it does.
it does good damage, but it's just really hard to land against certain people. Like, yes, if you like set it up with like Hunter's Chain into like stun like a duos, but that's a lot of work to get one ability to do damage when you could just use another ability.
You could just use anything else.
Yeah. So I think C, high C though, high C.
I see.
Next the leg sweep thing, which is mobility. I think this is either a high A or a low S. What do you think?
I think this is a really high A low A because like I think it's just really good. You've got mobility. It does like 42 damage in like a hit, and you can use it at
I think
any
low S for
range.
sure. One thing
Yeah,
that
yeah.
one thing that's cool with this I saw I think Peekaboo do on stream is if you actually jump right as this lands, you can bunny hop to keep momentum. That's crazy. I tried it. It's really hard with ping, but that is
Yeah, I don't know
crazy.
how
You are
he's doing. I've
so
tried it.
mobile with this, and mobility is crazy, especially for like if you think about it in the mid game, you don't have to take fights. You can just run away, and this people just cannot catch you if you have this in a mobility skill. Let's go with now Flame Whirl. Now early on, this was definitely an S tier. I think this is probably a C tier ability. I think it's okay. It's not.
I
It's
think it's.
playable, but it's not that good. Or do you think? What do you think?
I like the ability quite a bit. I actually think it's still good because you can set up with it and you can just
I guess
kill
it does give
someone
you
with
move
it
speed. It does help in the
very
mid game
quickly.
for the same reason. Like going fast is good. It does farm
It's
PV
just
like
that
crazy.
yeah, it's just that when you use it, everyone knows you have it. And the problem is everyone's running repel or flame whirl. Not flame whirl, lightning bulwark, so you
Yeah.
can't.
Do you think B or do you think
Yeah.
C? What do you think?
I'll give it a because it was really good at the start, and I don't want to give it. I'll give it B
Low
because I
B,
don't
low
think
B.
C's low B.
Now Rhyme Arrow started the range. Rhyme Arrow. I
This
think
is
Rhyme
S
Arrow's
tier.
S tier. I was gonna say high A. Do you think S? Actually, yeah, low S.
It's just so
Yeah,
annoying to play
actually,
against.
you're right.
It's really good to use.
It
You
forces
stop
someone to
heals.
have to fight you
You
because you
force
can just
things
be
like you
annoying.
stop heals. You stop barrels. You stop.
I
You can
think
do chip damage. You don't have to aim it.
now the one thing that I would say Rhyme Arrow is bad. Now it is good, but do you think it's S tier because in the early game it's kind of shit? Like you need it
Okay,
upgraded.
well that's where it's really hard to like rate these because
I think you got to rate it overall, right?
you've got to rate it overall because I think
I think high A.
yeah, okay, it's fine
I think
because I
really
think
high A though. It
Rymar
is on the cusp of S.
rank 1 and 2 Rymar suck. Rank 3 and 4, I'm in.
Oh, rank 4 is like a rank 5 is like what 5-6 seconds? Like it's huge.
It's yeah, you can just literally shoot someone like every like second,
Yeah, and like yeah,
every
they
few
can
seconds.
force you by getting close to you, but if you can kite them or they're also range, like you are putting so much pressure out. Like and especially like if you know you're holding it to break their heal, that's big.
And that guy's never gonna heal because he's gonna wait till you do something. It's
Yeah.
like it's
It's a
never
good
gonna happen.
especially in duos like I mean, honestly, it might even be S in duos. Like solos
Being
what
able to just have someone in the next to you just chipping you for like 25 is insane.
I think even with it
And
being
there's
shitty
nothing you
early,
can
I
do to
think it's
outplay
still
it.
a low S. I think it's one of the best
Yeah,
abilities.
no, I
It's,
agree.
I mean, you can fit on any ability. It's good for chasing. That's one thing as well. Is chasing is huge. Like being able to run someone down after you win a fight is huge because if people want to run, you have to have a way to stop them, right?
100%.
Because yeah, I think it's an S tier ability. Low S though. Now, one of my favorite abilities, the Manosphere, the Arcanosphere, whatever it's called. What do you think?
The Manosphere,
It's good. It's got to be. It's. I don't think it's S, but
it's
it's
good.
good.
I don't think it's S. I honestly,
Do you think low A or high B?
high B. In my opinion, I think it's high B.
I think it's low A. Everyone uses it. It's just
I
good
think as
damage.
people have gotten better, it's gotten really annoying to use.
I like people dodging and juking.
Dodging, everyone has lightning bulwark, so they're
Oh,
literally
true. Yeah.
if you
Spoiler.
fire an arrow at them, you're
Spoiler.
just
Yeah.
giving them you're
Yeah.
just giving them a free lightning bulwark to run you down.
Yeah, that's true.
Your whole thing about being ranged
Yeah, it's
doesn't
very
exist
close
anymore.
to A. Very close to A though.
Yeah,
It's hard because like tapping it, it is small. So if you tap it, so they don't have time to react, it's definitely hard to land at range. Probably one of my least favorite abilities coming up. Holy Shield. I think it's crap.
I think this is like
It's
C.
playable, but it's not. But it's crap. I think just C.
I think it's fun to play. Like it's really good early game, like lining up a shield and hitting a shield and detonating it like over a hill because you can't see them anymore is awesome. I think it's really cool.
I think the problem is like even
But
if you detonate both, it's not that much damage.
it's also
Well,
you
I mean,
have to do the full cast
yeah, I guess
no matter
like
what.
if you hit them with one, if you hit it with going out, coming back, and the explosion, that does a decent amount of damage. But
It does a lot of damage.
that's really hard to line up. Like,
Yeah. And also it's got you have to do the full cast. When you do something like Manosphere, you can do the tiniest
I
cast.
think
You know,
it
you
is
can
better than
line up a
Starbomb. Actually,
diamond.
I would say it's better than
Oh,
Starbomb.
definitely.
Yeah.
I try to not use Starbomb
Eh,
ever.
do you think this deserves B then?
I think it does because of how it started, and I think how it is now is you can just kind of line up things and
Yeah,
then
it
just
does work in almost any build, right?
you can use it in range, you can use it in
True.
melee, it works.
Yeah, the
It
reason as
works
well
both
with this
handles.
being C is just because there's better options. If you want to play range, Rhyme Arrow, Manosphere is just way better. Like,
Yeah.
Like, there's certain situations where it's good, which is why it's in high C, but it's not. Personally, I don't think it's that good. Maybe there's some holy shield gamer in the comments who's going to tell me it's like the best ability in the game, but I don't really think so.
Look, it's
I think
probably very
it
good.
moves slow, pretty like slow enough to dodge. It doesn't do that much damage, and trying to get all 3 hits, so going out, coming back, and exploding when you press it again, is just not realistic. And it also hits
Very difficult.
terrain, and it feels less
Yep.
forgiving than the Manosphere. Like, the Manosphere feels like it goes up more often.
You can make the Manosphere really big too.
Yeah, true. You can cleave. Like, a
You can hold
Manosphere
the
in a
cone.
building is brutal.
You hold the building.
I think also the Holy Shield's got longer cooldown. I don't know about that though, maybe. Alright, last one, Storm, Earth, and Fire. That's a D. It's shit. It's fucking shit.
Good against PvE, but that's about it.
It's good early over everything, but like the damage it does isn't that much. Its damage is very...
Nah.
It slows you during the cast. It doesn't do that much. The cast is not long, but it's decently long. And it's just not as good as the other options. Like, I don't think
There's
I'd ever...
better options.
I've seen some
off
people
the
play
rip.
it, but it's not like... It's not even like the fastest thing, so you can miss with it. Like, it's a skill shot, so you can miss with it. It slows you. It doesn't do that much damage. Like, its power seems to be the fact that it can cleave a lot, and you can cast it 3 times. So that's a PvE ability. Like, or like really early. Like, getting this early on when you land initially is fine. Like, it's decent early game, but after that, like, it falls off so fast, and the cooldown's long as fuck too. Like,
It's still, even at like rank 4, it's like a 10-second thing. For like something that people can dodge when you can just play like Rhyme Arrow or Flame World or Fish, and you could do a million times better.
yeah,
You will never see this ability unless it... I don't know what change it can have.
yeah, it just needs something to be a bit better.
Yeah.
All right. Next on the chopping
This
block.
this
Shield.
ability.
This is S. This isn't even a question. It's S.
This is
high.
S.
It's
above the
it's
Fish.
the best ability in the game.
This ability needs to either be just completely like gutted, or it needs to just be gone.
I think it's a high
nothing
skill
wrong with
capability
it.
that, like, it's insane. Like, it destroys every single ability besides Flame Wall and Fish. Fish is hard to react to, but like, you can't Earthquake anyone with it. You can't Star Bomb anyone with it. You can't Manosphere anyone with it. Like, and later on, you can't trap anyone with it. You can't stun anyone with it. Like, it's so good. It's so good.
It wins every scenario.
It's such a good, in conjunction with another mobility, otherwise you're too slow. But this +1 mobility is probably going to be, is in my opinion, BIS. I think
there is no better ability than this.
Yeah, for sure. Repel, I think, is good, but not as good. I think it's a B.
I think learning that Repel actually makes you invulnerable when you're casting it is actually pretty good. So you can actually use it at range. I don't use it that often.
So the reason I think it's a bit lower, and this will be relevant for the slow 2, is if you take this, you can't take the shield, realistically. Because you need mobility. You need something. So because of that, I think it's a high B or a low A. I think it's a high B. What do you think? It's just
I'd probably put it in the middle.
Yeah, not over Arcane Sphere.
It's not too good, but it's also not too bad.
Yeah,
you can pick it up, you can stun, you can knock it back.
Yeah, it works, but people as well, like, the range isn't that crazy, like, you know what I mean? Like, people can just outrange you with it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's good against like Earthquake, and yeah, it's good against like people who are meleeing you. It's really good against Flame War early on, but people reacted to it. And you could even yeah, because you're slowed when you're charging it too, so people can get out of it. It's just good for that little block, but at that point you've just got a worse shield. That's it.
Yeah.
The shield just immuning CC is huge. Next we got the slow. I like the slow. I
actually think the slow's a sleeper. Like, not enough people are using it, which I'm glad, because it's really annoying to fight.
I think if the shield ever gets nerfed,
and it does damage.
Yeah, if the shield ever gets nerfed, I think this will get better, because it's got the same problem as the Repel.
If Lightning Bulwark gets nerfed,
Lightning Bulwark is just like, you can't... I don't think you can take Lightning Bulwark plus the slow. Like, you're just too immobile, and you'll just get kited forever.
You need to bring, like, Fade.
Yeah.
Fade Shadow.
Because of that, I think it... Do you think it's better than Repel, though?
No. It's a defensive. It's Repel being a defensive makes it better.
Yeah. This, however, is really good early game, so I definitely think it's a B. Like, in the early game, this slaps. Like, if you get this, people can't run. It's amazing. Because it's definitely a mid B.
It's also got a big range too, so you can... Someone tries to...
and it bumps PvE okay, like AoE wise. Like, if you get nothing else,
yeah, it's good there. I like it. I think it's good.
All right, next we got
I
the
agree with you.
next we got Caltrops, which recently got buffed, and we haven't played that with that buff, but basically puts a circle where you start. You put the circle where you start, like you traditionally would, but then you also put one where you land. I think this ability sucks. I don't think this ability is good.
I think it's got mobility. That's cool, but
Low
in a
sig.
universe where you know, in a universe where lightning bulwark exists, where you can just break, like someone can just use it and run at you, someone can just put a trap down, someone can just jump over it, or they can fade shadow over it. It sucks
Yeah, I agree.
unless it does a lot of damage.
I think it's playable though. I'm not gonna like be like with Storm and
No,
Fire.
it's playable. I
I'm
think it's
looking to
very
replace it.
playable.
This is playable. It's just I'm looking to replace it with one of the other mobility spells. Whereas like
There's just so many better things that I don't even think it deserves to be. I think it deserves to be in D.
I think low C. I
It's
think it's
just,
definitely playable.
I'll be fair to it. Fine.
Yeah.
We'll take.
At this point, it's a Storm, Earth, and Fire tier. Um, so next we got the traps. I like the traps. The one downside is you can walk into it with a shield, which kind of fucks you. But even then,
That's
like, there is a combo I
early on.
saw watching other streamers. Trap's insane for, but I think Trap's really good for like most people. Like, especially in the chaos, there's a lot of shit going on. I think Trap can get people and CC them, which is really important. And you can
Trap
walk
can
into
get
multiple
people in
traps.
chaos.
I think it's. But you go first before I tell you say what I'm going to place it.
As the game evolves, no one steps in this anymore. People all have lightning bulwark to break it. People can just jump over it. People will use this against you, and it will make you really annoyed because you sacrificed that slot for it. It's just no. I think it's good. I think it's like mid B.
Oh, I was
Now,
going to put it low A
early,
actually. I was going to put it low A.
you know what? Actually, it does damage. It can be really well if you play really well. You know what? It can be used
High
well.
B or
So
low A?
I
Do you
agree.
think high B? Actually, I think we're being too nice.
High
I think
B,
high
low
B.
A.
I think it's
Give
definitely
it.
high B. The downside of this skill is definitely if you take this, you can't take the shield very easily. That's just how it is. Like if you take this, you can't take something else, and it's one of the best abilities in the game. The shield is insane.
Mhm.
Like blocking,
It's
blocking an ability and canceling it is huge. As well as like,
yep,
because a lot of people don't know this. I see a lot of people don't know this. When you block something, you can still auto attack and run really fast. So you can just
yep.
block
You
something
can
and just
still
sprint
challenge.
someone down, and they are getting destroyed by the shield.
Plus, the shield does damage.
Yeah. It's so
So
good.
you can, if someone tries to like sprint away, or like fade to shadow away,
Yeah.
you can just still see them.
Next, we got the stun, the what you call it, the
Windstorm. This one,
windstorm.
honestly,
I won't move it.
I
I won't
think it's like
influence.
a high C.
You think it's that bad? No way. I was gonna say low A.
In solos, it gets no play. In duos, it only gets played in certain scenarios. And
I
once
think
again,
it's
in a situation
insane.
where lightning bulwark exists
Oh,
and base storm exists, I can't rate it very highly. If I see any of these like abilities in B plus, actually probably not like the traps, and I'll just drop the.
I think this has to be better than
I'll
traps.
drop the
This
windstorm.
has to be better than traps.
See, I don't because the trap like it's such a skill shot. It's just kind of meh. You have to aim this. You have to
I think the thing is,
then get it off. You
if you
start
get
moving
hit by
slow.
this, you're fucked. Like it's
Oh yeah, you
huge.
are definitely.
It's got to be better than traps at least. Like, and yeah, only reason I don't think this is an S ability, like seriously, is because shield's a thing, and you can. It's pretty obvious to block it.
That's why I rate a lot of these very lows because a shield exists. If shield didn't exist, I'd put these up a lot higher because then you could outplay someone in different ways. But without it, it's very, very.
I think it's got to be at least high B or low A. I'll give it high B. How about that? I think it's better than traps. It's got to be. I mean,
I'd say
okay.
low B. I think low B is better.
Let's say mid B. Mid B.
I think that's a lot better in solos than in duos.
All right. I just see everyone. I think as a range builder, it's really
just,
good. Oh.
The problem is with a lot of these abilities in the middle, they all count except for repel. I mean, repel and like firewall, they're all counted by lightning bulwark. If lightning bulwark didn't exist, I'd put them up a lot higher. I'd be able to tell you in different scenarios. The problem is that just doesn't happen right now.
Yeah, when you verse better players, it's really hard to bait the lightning bulwark as well.
End game, everyone has a lightning bulwark.
Yeah.
Everyone has fade to shadow or fade. It's very difficult.
Yeah, that's true.
That's all.
Because does the fade break you out of the stun?
Yes, it does.
Oh, okay. Yeah, definitely mid B.
It's a trinket.
Mid B. For
That's why
sure.
it's so good.
Yeah, you know what? You're right.
That's
Actually,
why I
you
was
know
like,
what? Yeah, you're right. Mid
that's
B,
why I
mid
don't
B.
so much that
I
much.
won't have it below mid B though. I like I think the ability's too good. I don't.
I
This is
think
not. This is
there's
not a C ability. No fucking way.
B tier is just gets destroyed by lightning bulwark.
Yeah, B tier is held back by the choices. Okay, next. I thought this was gonna be way stronger than it is right now. Hunter's Chain went now in the mobility section. I thought Hunter's Chain was gonna be so crazy broken, and Hunter's Chain is so good in duos. Like it is so good in duos compared to
I've seen a
solos.
lot. I've seen a lot of trios where like one person will take it no matter what in the group, and they'll just take someone away like they're playing Death Knight, they're playing Blood, and they'll just drag them away from the group.
Yeah, I think this ability has to be A. I don't know if it's S though, because it's good in
I
trios
wouldn't
and
say it's
duos,
S.
but it's.
I actually think it's A.
I think low A or I think mid A. I think it's.
I think
I
low
think
A,
it's better than
maybe
Earthquake.
above water. Yeah, better than Earthquake.
I think it's mid A.
Because
Yeah, this is good.
it's good, but no matter what, nearing the end game, I'm gonna drop it.
Yeah, it's definitely more of a mid
There's
game thing
better
because like
alternatives.
as well if you take this, you can't take shield. Well, I mean you could,
Exactly.
but you'll kind of then you're just so it
You
is
could, but then
pseudo
you don't have
mobility.
anything else.
It's I don't think this is as good as other mobility skills because you can't use this to run away.
There's some cool outplays you can do. I've seen people put like the chickens, the chicken pickup.
Yeah.
They've put it on a roof, and the chickens can't get down, and they can use the chickens as a way to chain
That
themselves
sounds
back onto
sick.
the
Yeah, that's
village.
definitely
But
a
that's
ability.
so rare and not going to
Yeah.
happen because no one, barely any circle finishes in Hammerfall, Argarok, or any of place with ceiling. I was saying you can jump
Yeah,
on.
like a farm. Yeah, that's true.
You can jump
I think this ability is really good. I honestly don't use it a lot. Like repel and the Hunter's Chain, I don't use a lot, but that doesn't mean it's not good.
on.
I just prefer the overall mobility skills more. So getting
100%.
into it, Quaking Leap. I think this is.
This one, honestly, I think it's like C tier.
You think it's C? No way.
It's so inconsistent and so hard to use. There's no targeting thing telling where you're going to land. You press it, and sometimes you go really far, and sometimes you just move like
I
a step.
actually think this is insane. Now, the reason I think it's insane, you Quaking Leap and
It's
immediately
good.
hit your shield, and like people will CC your Quaking Leap, and you can shield as you're falling with Quaking Leap. Like it's insane.
Yeah, it's good, but the stun isn't as good as Windstorm. The stun isn't as good as
Oh, you're not
Earthbreaker.
using it. It's like a pseudo stun, right? It's just it's an
It's a pseudo
aggressive. It's
stun.
like it's an aggressive like initiator. I think this is definitely an A. I think I would say it's better than Hunter's Chain.
To me, I would put it in C or very low B because I think it's just too inconsistent
Okay.
to properly use.
Okay, we disagree on this. How about low A for now?
I'll
Low A,
take
high
low
B.
A.
I'll take low A.
I'll take
I
that.
think it's really good. Especially in solos, even in duos, it's good. Like Quaking Leap into an Earthquake as you're falling is it's just a good like initiator. The downside of this is it's not you're not the most mobile with it, but it can like set up a lot as well as like just quaking off certain things is insane. Like, and it is hard to predict the trajectory, both like for the person, right? Because you can cancel it early, and that can lead to like
Yeah.
some fake outs and stuff. I think there's a lot of things you can do with this ability. Definitely, I was gonna
100%.
put it in S, but you're right. It's not. It's definitely not an S tier ability. Next, we've got the
It is
stealth.
one of the abilities that can't be destroyed by lightning bulwark, though.
True. Next, we've got the
So it gets
stealth.
higher.
Next, we got the stealth. I think
This
the
is
stealth's.
this is S tier.
You think it's S?
Yeah.
I was gonna say A.
Being able to reposition yourself in any fight for a short
Wait,
every like
can you blink out
10
of? You can't
seconds
blink
is
out of
insane.
stuns, can you?
No, you can't, but you can do that before. And besides, you don't have to blink out of a stun because you can just avoid the stun entirely.
All right. How about S minus? I would have personally put it in high A. Okay,
I'll let you have A plus.
A plus
But
high
personally,
A
I think
for
it's
sure.
low S or higher.
I think it's really good, especially like stealth as a melee build is insane. Most mobility skills are gonna be really good. I just think this one, what holds it back, in my opinion, is just general mobility. And like the fact you can't break, you can blink with roots, but you're still gonna be rooted. So, and the fact you can't break stuns with it, like you can with another ability that's coming up.
See, this is the thing though, is this is once again another one of those, as the game evolves, no one's running Windstorm in the late game. No one's running Earthbreaker in the late game. No one's I mean, maybe Earthbreaker, but no one's running these like slows. No one's running Snowdrift or Windstorm or Caltrops. They're running Fake Chef,
I
so they
think
can
Windstorm.
reposition you.
I think you're sleeping on Windstorm. Windstorm definitely will, especially in trios. I know we haven't done it, but I think in duos and trios, Windstorm's way better. I think it's good in duos and trios. I think solos is where it might fall apart
I think
because
it's good.
it's the
It's
one v
just
one.
there's way better options.
That's true.
With it, and once again,
I think the
Lightning
stealth's still
Bulwark
really good though.
and Face exist.
Whoops.
Night Fae exist. It's just
Yeah. So finally, do we even need to talk about this? Thing's an S minus.
this
At
is
least
S tier.
this is S tier.
Before it's nerf,
Oh, this was the best ability in the game
like
for
the
its
first
nerf.
week, this was better than the Lightning Bulwark. Now it's still good because you can break
Yeah,
stuns.
what was it? Before it was
can
like 3
use
seconds of
styles.
50% damage reduction or something. Like, oh my
Yeah,
god.
and then it got changed to 1 second, which I'd still like
Now it's
back, but that's
gone.
just me.
But it still breaks
I'd
CC.
like
You're immune for 3 seconds when you press this ability to CC. That is
Yeah, you can run through
massive.
traps.
You can run through traps. You can break your slows. You can get out of stuns. Like, it's insane.
That's
Like,
just insane ability.
you can break it, and you can also, if you press this, you can actually run out of Hunter's Chain so they can't pull you. So if you're fast enough, when someone Hunter's Chains you, you immediately hit thing, you can't catch you. That's one of the reasons I think Hunter's Chains isn't S tier, is because Hunter's Chains can be broken by the Invis and Night Fae, because I think it can be broken by Invis, at least it was the other time. Like, if you Invis out of the circle, because you can't see you, they pull you or something, I don't know. Or maybe it's like if they Invis inside the circle, break, I don't know. It's weird, it looks weird, but I definitely think it's easy S. I don't think it's S+, because of the nerfs, but it's still S, like mid-S.
Yeah.
Yep. How do you feel about this list?
Thing, though,
yep, go ahead.
It would be a million times different if that Lightning Bulwark didn't exist.
Yeah, that's a big what if, but I think this is the game.
Could tell you that'd be way different if that Lightning Bulwark didn't exist.
The only thing I personally would change for this list, I'm not going to, obviously. I think Flame Wars is C+ ability. I don't think it's B-, but it is still really good.
I think it's B- because you can just... It's a good ability no matter what. It doesn't do as much damage as it used to, but you can just run on top of someone and light them on fire. Now, I don't get as scared as I used to when someone flame wheels me. I just kind of like, okay, yeah, whatever, you're just firewalling me.
I think it's spooky when they fish and then firewall. You're like, oh fuck, I'm getting...
That's a nasty
fish firewall into another fish.
They're just dotting you down. You are just playing a completely different game to them.
Yeah. I think Firewall's death probably... Do you think it's more of a solo thing than duo thing, though? I think it's hard... In duos, you're putting yourself at way more risk with Firewall.
I think Firewall is actually really good. Like, okay, no, I think it's pretty good late game. If you can, like, combo it with your partner, because they're doing a lot of damage, like burst damage, and then you can run on top of them and just keep hitting them. Plus, it's got the mobility still. So you can just light someone up and just keep running. Like, you can just keep running at them. They can't stop you. There's nothing they can do.
True.
I mean, Rhyme Arrow exists, but you know.
Yeah. Rhyme Arrow is just so good because it forces you to like... If for example, before in that solo game I played, so like everyone had Rhyme Arrow and everyone's just got mobility. Like, you can't run from it, so you've got to try to fight them. And if they spaced you correctly, like, you're just getting whittled down, and there's not really much you can do if you don't have like a equipment or whatever the 5th slot is to get away.
Yep, that's no.
So yeah, honestly, the only thing I think I think everything's got its place more or less, apart from Storm Earth and Fire. I think Storm Earth and Fire is the only like bad ability, because the way this list is D is like unplayable trash, C is like okay, B is good, A is like really good, and S is like the meta defining shit or really good shit. Yeah. I don't know if the fish is defining the meta, but the fish is just really good. Like,
the fish is just nutty. You can put a dot on someone, it does more damage. When it gets to rank 4, it just...
Yeah, do you think the fish, actually looking at it, do you think the fish is better than the kick? I
think the fish is better than the kick.
Yeah, I could see that. I agree. Yeah, I'm happy with this list. You happy with this list?
I'm happy. Nerf Lightning Bulwark so I can have another slot, please.
Based.